when you've lost your confidence but you still have to show up. Hi, I'm Kelly and I'm a counsellor and a podcast host, and I work with women who've been through some tough times. And if you've clicked on this, the chances are that you're in an uncomfortable space in between where you've lost your confidence but your life hasn't stopped. So you still got to get the kids to school, you still have to show up at work, you still have to put on a face. Even when you feel like you're falling apart, you might feel invisible, but I see you. And today I want to talk about what it means to keep going when your confidence is gone and how you can begin to get it back. Losing confidence doesn't usually happen overnight. It's chipped away. Sometimes by big moments like being bullied at work or harassed online or publicly being cancelled. Other times it's more subtle, like death by 1,000 cuts. So being overlooked again and again, hearing you're too sensitive or you're too much, having your ideas ignored until someone else repeats them. It wears you down. And suddenly you realise you're second guessing every word you say, and you're shrinking yourself in meetings, you hesitate before you post or speak or even leave the house some days. And that's not just self-doubt, that's a wound. But here's the part that no one sees from the outside. Even when you feel shattered, you still show up. You still make the lunches, you still drag yourself into the job. You still smile when someone asks how you are, and you say, I'm fine. Women are experts at functioning while we're hurting, and just because you're coping, it doesn't mean you're healing. And just because you're managing, doesn't mean you're thriving. Just because you perform in confidence, it doesn't mean you feel it inside. So let's talk about that, the pressure to perform confidence, because social media says be bold, be fearless, take up space. But what if you're just trying to survive the day without crying in the car? Because, fake it till you make it can work temporarily. But in the long run, it's exhausting and you start to feel like a fraud. And you begin to sort of disconnect from your own truth. And instead of rebuilding the confidence from the inside out, you're stuck spinning the plates on the outside in. And that's where counselling comes in. Not to fix you, but to help remember who you are when you're feeling self-doubt. And here's the truth that you might not have heard before. Your confidence wasn't lost, it was stolen. Sometimes by systems that weren't built for you. And sometimes by abusive people who saw your light and wanted to dim it. Sometimes by colleagues or friends or family who just didn't know how to value you because they couldn't even value themselves. Women who speak the truth, draw boundaries or say no are often punished for it. You weren't too much though, you were just enough. And the fallout from that's made you doubt your own instincts. Confidence isn't about becoming someone new. It's about returning to the you that existed before the world tried to shrink you. So, what now? You still have to show up for work, for your family, for life. But how do you start showing up for yourself? Sometimes that's doing affirmations or vision boards. But you actually really need truth. You need space to feel without being judged. You need someone in your corner who believes you and also believes in you. And that's what I provide in my counselling practice. It's a space where you can unpack what happened. It's where you can name the harm without being told, just be more resilient. And you can rage and grieve and you can have time to rebuild, because your confidence doesn't return all at once. It returns in moments when you say what you really mean and no one dies, when you stop apologising for existing, and when you realise your voice still matters even after all they try to take away from you. And if you're watching this and nodding along, I just want to tell you this. You're not weak, you're just tired. You're not broken, you're still beating the odds every single day. And you don't have to keep pretending, you don't have to keep smiling through it. You can ask for support and still be strong. And if you're ready to stop just surviving and start healing, get in touch. I provide counselling for women who've been bullied, cancelled, harassed or just worn down by life, who are still showing up. Let's help you find yourself again. Not the version that they wanted you to be, but the real you, because you don't need to become confident. You just need to remember who you already are.